What's up guys, it's Zero to my Kitsune, and I just thought I'd talk to y'all real quick about how I felt about the Sombra patch. And, was it worth the hype? Well, I don't know. Not really to me, as in the end Sombra wasn't a character archetype that I was particularly intent on playing. The character is amazing and fun, and I love the cinematic, but I don't know, I'm not that much for the whole stealth SMG playstyle. I love flanking, but I prefer flanking with high damage short range shotguns. The SMGs just felt too low damage for me. The hacking though was amazing. It's a cool ability, and I feel it will shake up the meta, so we end up out of this kind of stagnation right now. So I'm glad they did that, and I understand why they designed the ult the way they did, but it just feels out of place to me. Feels like a Dragon Ball Z style final explosion, except with hacking, and I don't know. I guess it does look kind of cool. For the other things, I think they're the more interesting things, and why I do, for the most part, like this patch. I don't like the one character limit in general play. I don't really like the idea of the one character limit at all. I understand why it is in competitive, but I would have wished that it was more of a 2 character limit or a 3 character limit, at least for general play, because you hop into a general game and you just want to play who you want to play, and I feel like making it so if someone takes it you can't play it will just encourage more people, at least in general play. Again, I'm not talking about ranked. At least in general play, it'll encourage more people to choose a character and then stick with it. They like that character, they don't want someone else to grab and they can't go back to it, so they're just going to stick with it throughout the entire game, and screw the team that needs, a healer and no one picked a healer. Ugh. I do like the fact that they did go ahead and give it its own little section in the arcade mode in case you did want to play with character stacking, but I don't know. Maybe bring it up to 2 for general play. With that said, let's talk about the arcade mode. I really like the idea of the arcade mode. It's fun, it adds new game modes, adds new maps, and it does redo Random Brawl. See, I don't know how many people played the weekly Random Brawl, but I didn't really much do it. I played them maybe the first time each brawl came out, and then kinda whatever. But now that they randomly cycle throughout all of them, I'm more encouraged to go in, particularly if I want to play a particular one, and it'll just make me play the other ones until I get to that one, and I think that's a good idea. The 1v1s and the 3v3s though are really cool. Whole new map, good cinematics for them. When you play the 1v1, it'll show your character with their victory pose, and then it'll do versus another character and their victory pose. It just looks amazing. You don't get that in 3v3 sadly, but I don't know, probably would have took too much time. And these 2 modes, at least, well, let me say for the 3v3s. The 3v3s are super quick, like quicker than the normal games, and I think that's one of the advantages of Overwatch compared to other, big online games like League of Legends. League of Legends, a game can take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half depending on how competitive it is. Overwatch, 15-20 minutes tops. And in the 3v3s, it's even shorter. You can get through 1 or 2 games in 5-10 minutes. So that's really cool. But I'm not saying anything bad about these, but the 1v1s particular, I think it's really cool because I thought it was going to be a terrible idea for the 1v1s. Because you'd have this meta around playing one character that, hopefully counters more people than the other ones, and I just didn't like the idea of characters who are balanced around the idea of being part of a team put up against each other in 1v1. Turns out that's not the case. It is the computer randomly chooses a character that both of you have to play, and it just competes to see who's the better player with that one character. Brilliant idea, love it. Beat someone's butt with D.Va, 10 out of 10. 3v3, similar worry with the balance. I thought Roadhog, I thought Roadhog was going to be the end-all be-all meta when I first played this. I was thinking he's got everything. If you get hooked, you're basically dead. He's tanky, he can help his team out, he's got sustain. And the more I played it, I saw a ton of freaking Roadhogs, but it wasn't always a game winner. Just because they had the Roadhog didn't mean they didn't get literally destroyed, or because Roadhog does have a hard time protecting his team. So, you know, just shoot around Roadhog and then 1v3 him. So, the new content there, really good. Finally, the character buffs. Now, I'm only going to talk about the 3 I particularly cared about. I'm not going to, like I said, this isn't going to be like a whole breakdown of the list. Although, if you've made it this far through, then you already know that. But D.Va is my favorite character. D.Va is the main, I guess, even though you don't really main things in this game. I like the fact that they buffed up her health bar and the movement speed when she's shooting. Those were her balance changes aside from the whole ult recharge thing. But that was global, and they just kind of gave D.Va an extra buff to offset that. It was a global nerf, and they buffed D.Va to equalize it out when she's out of suit. But the health buff in particular is good because I always felt D.Va was oddly enough the squishiest of the tanks. Well, the second squishiest because, Monkey Man. The name escapes me right now, but man, he falls apart if he's actually shot. But yeah, D.Va just felt big and slow, and unlike the other ones who felt a little bit, weirdly enough, a little bit more mobile. I know that's weird because D.Va has a ton of mobility compared to someone like Roadhog, but when you're shooting, you get slowed down so much that it really feels like you're just a standing target, a pincushion essentially, and then you just instantly get blown out of your suit. Well, they buffed that in 2 avenues. Like I said, the health buff, which gave an extra 100 health to her mech, and a movement speed buff when she's shooting. So it doesn't nerf, that's not the word. It doesn't slow her down as much to be firing on the go. So hopefully that'll even out to make D.Va a great character, or a better character than she already is. And at this point, she's way better than she was on the launch of the game, so tons there. Pharah, though, is the second one I want to talk about, and she just all around feels better. I hated playing Pharah, and I only really picked her rarely when I was like, man, I ain't hitting shit, use explosives. But after playing her after the changes, yeah, I enjoy flying around a lot more. She floats up higher, she can get to the skies faster, and she can stay in there, allowing you to rain death from above. So not much to say on that one. It's a really small change. The third one though is Torbjorn, who is like certified bottom tier by most of the community from what I've seen. They retooled him. They gave him they let him generate scrap slowly, while they also had to nerf the actual scrap gain you get from, you know, picking up a corpse or something. But it all evens out so that he can be continuously throwing out packets. Before, if you were Torbjorn on a losing team, you ain't getting no packets, I'm sorry. But now, even if you're losing, you can build those packets. But more importantly, I think, even though I think a lot of people will think that is the important buff for him, to me, it is the increased speed on his hammer. Now, they did decrease the damage, so you can't just go melee Torbjorn and punch people in the face with it. But the fact that you can build your turret faster is really important to me. Because again, if Torbjorn was on the losing team, that turret wasn't going to get built. Or if it did, it was going to get built in a very ineffective place and then still quickly destroyed. Now we can get in there, build turrets faster, and just contribute to the team. And that's the most important part. So that's really how I felt about the Overwatch patches. I'm not going to draw this out to 10 minutes because, you know, yeah. But leave in the comments what you felt about this patch. Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Did you think Sombra was overhyped? Or did you think Sombra is the greatest thing since Jesus? Leave it in the comments and I'll see you next time. Oh hey, now that you made it to the end of one of my videos, perhaps think about subscribing, or maybe just sticking around and checking out another one of my videos. Either way, through the power of YouTube, we now have these fancy buttons on screen, so just click on one of those to go where you want to go. And just to reiterate what I've probably said in the video, I'll see you next time.